Haven't done one of these in a while, but I am excited because we are back and we're doing yet another YouTube ad breakdown. So strap in. And before we get going, I do have a huge favor to ask of you guys. It turns out a majority, I'm talking over 80% of you, are not actually subscribed to the channel. If you wouldn't mind, it does help us out a ton if you would subscribe to the channel down below. And with that, let's jump into the video. So this is the ad for Grant Cardone's 10X conference for 2023.
For the last 6 years, I've been running what is today's largest business conference on planet Earth. It's turned to an international movement called the 10X Growth Conference. Although the 10X Growth Conference is sold out again this year,
this one seems a lot more energetic, a lot more enthusiastic. There's a punch behind this video ad, and it all starts off with the visual cues. So even though this is just a talking head video, whoever made this ad did a great job at showcasing visually what the conference is going to be like. As you can see, the opening scenes are, you know, fireworks and a lot of like commotion happening on stage with, like, you know, your stage going up, all the people in the crowd going crazy, lots of visual effects, lots of editing to get that hype behind that video. And this is something that I can see really having an impact on people making a purchase decision, whether they want to go to a conference that is super exciting, gets them going, versus another conference that they may not be sold on. The other thing that I want to highlight in the opening sequence is the audio design. We have a background track that is uplifting, motivating, and really evokes emotion, as well as, if you can notice, a background track of people cheering. Like, these are the little details that really take average ads into really high quality ads.
today's largest business conference on planet Earth.
You can hear people cheering, and this is a really cheap and easy way for you to get social proof on your video ads. And speaking of social proof, this ad also does a great job with the B-roll, not only showing you what the conference is like, but also validating the conference itself by showing you a picture of the crowd. So it really drives the point home that other people are really interested. This is a sought after conference, and this video does a great job at illustrating that. Hey, really quick, if you are somebody that's looking to get into YouTube ads, whether you want to do it yourself or you want it completely done for you, what I recommend is that you go down to the description of this video and click on the top link. What that will allow you to do is book a free strategy session with somebody on our team, where we will sit down with you completely for free and see if YouTube ads make sense for your business. And with that, let's jump back into the video.
Although the 10X Growth Conference is...
And again, I really do want to emphasize, there's nothing super special about this video ad. It's just a Grant talking head video. It's just that the editors have gone above and beyond and used those visual elements to really convey a strong message. Now, you might be saying, okay, maybe I don't have footage from last year's conference. I don't have all of these flashy fireworks and performers and the stage going up and down and all of these fancy things. I want to show you an ad that is essentially just a talking head ad and a bunch of stock footage, as well as some pre-recorded video that Grant and his team used to promote another conference.
Hey, are you ready to 10X your income? My name's Grant Cardone, and for the last 30 years, I've been working with companies around the world to do that one thing: increase your income.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Grant Cardone.
First year, increased my income by $30,000.
Do you want to add a second flow to your primary flow?
We were doing about $100,000 a year in sales on the business. Since then, we got to $1 million a year in sales, and we actually did $10 million in sales last year.
None of this would have been possible without the help and the support that
Okay, I'm going to pause this video right here and start breaking down some of the elements here. As you can see, this video, again, is also not fancy. This is just Grant in his office with just a standalone camera. I think it's probably handheld, and it's the editing that makes all of the difference. Some of the things that I want you guys to notice right off the bat is the video editing right here. You can see that it comes in with heavy guitars, lots of uplifting music, a lot of epic music to really drive home the emphasis of the first point, which is Grant opens the video with a hook of what is your income goal if you want to 10x your income, which is a very powerful message, which is also echoed by the editing as well as the sound design. So this hook works phenomenally, as you guys can see here again.
Hey, are you ready to 10X your income?
And the editing happens once he's actually said the statement, do you want to 10x your income, which is a very, very unique way of really emphasizing that point. As you can see, within the first 5 seconds, you also have this little graphical thing that further illustrates his 10x point. In the first video, I kind of made it a point that some of the people that maybe don't know Grant Cardone wouldn't know this whole 10x terminology. Well, then in this ad, he uses the exact same thing. However, the difference is in this ad, he follows that little statement by having a visual representation of exactly what 10xing is. So you can see that this slider is gonna go and the income is going to 10x, and it kind of helps illustrate what he's talking about. You also get a visual cue of what the promise is, and you can see, you know, the numbers going up. Not only do you hear Grant Cardone saying, hey, do you want to increase your income, but you see a visual representation of that promise.
My name's Grant Cardone.
I quickly want to bring your emphasis back on some of the editing elements, including the sound design. As you guys can hear, when Grant isn't speaking, the music volume rises, and the reason that they do this is because it probably evokes a lot more emotions. People feel the music a lot more and when he's not speaking, and it doesn't seem like the video is long. They're using these snappy cuts and this music transition to really keep that engagement high.
My name's Grant Cardone, and for the last 30 years, I've been working with companies around the world to do that one thing: increase your income.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Even though that this is a talking head video, the editor used stock footage right here to build some of that social proof. Obviously, you see Grant Cardone in front of his conference, in front of a bunch of people. This kind of conveys that he knows what he's talking about. There's more videos here where he's coming off of a jet. Again, this is to do with social proof and kind of proving that this guy is trustworthy. He knows what he's talking about. The editors don't just leave this social proof and proving your promise here. They also get testimonials. Obviously, you get one here.
Year increased my income by $30,000.
Where this guy is saying he increased his income by $30,000. But then you also see it with this live testimonial reel here, where you see these two people claiming that, you know, they were able to grow their income because of what Grant said. Again, all of this is done to re-emphasize the main promise. The final thing that I want to leave you guys with is the pacing on both these videos. Both these videos that Grant's team actually put out are very high paced. There's a lot of different graphical elements. You know, they're following the 10-second or the 5-second rule. If you don't know what that is, definitely watch this video right here. These guys are following that rule to a T, keeping that engagement high, and that is probably one of the biggest reasons why these two ads did a lot better than that static ad.
In this video, we're going to be breaking down an ad from two of our students from our YouTube coaching program, and I'll also be sharing with you some of the inner workings of their entire ad strategy. All right, the ad that we're going to be breaking down is from Publishing Life or pubprofits.com, and it's by the Mickelson twins. The offer is essentially teaching people how to make money with Audible. All right, what I'm about to share with you guys isn't anything that's super secretive or hidden. It's on all of the spy tools, even on the new Google ad library, so you guys can go check it out right after this video and see exactly what I'm talking about. But the thing that I want you guys to pay attention to is just the number of ads that these guys put out over the years, right? Like you can see that this year alone, I'm scrolling, they have so many ads. And this is really what it takes to win with YouTube ads, especially in 2023. You are going to have to go out there and test all of these ads. As you guys can see, like they're testing ads, hooks, all of the different messagings and the sales mechanisms, even actors, all of these different things they're testing out over and over and again. And this is just, you know, I could keep going here and you can see there's over 150 ads that these guys have tried out. So that is what it takes in 2023 to really win. You have to be testing ads. You have to be, you know, playing around with certain things, seeing what fits, what works. And as you can see, a lot of these ads didn't really work. I'm seeing that, you know, some of these ads have less than 50,000 views and they stopped serving them because probably they didn't do so well. And obviously, you see that some ads are doing a little bit better than others, right? They're getting close to 100,000 views. As you guys can see, there's some with 1 million views. But there is one ad here that stands out across all of them. And it's this one right here with 5.8 million views. So obviously, this one, when compared to all of the other ads, is doing incredibly well. And this is the ad that we're going to be looking at, and we're going to figure out exactly what made this specific ad stand out from the rest. Why did this ad do so much better than all of the hundreds of ads that these guys tested? So let me load up this ad. We'll watch the first, minute or so, and then we can go in and break it down step by step.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products. It's Amazon's other company, Audible. Audible pays me $8,000 to $10,000 every single month in passive income, and I'm not the only one. People like Katrina and Carla, Elena, Renee, all making thousands of dollars a month in passive income using the same system. And the best part is it's literally a done-for-you system. You're not buying any merchandise, you're not storing any merchandise, you're not shipping any merchandise, and you need zero tech skills to get started in making thousands of dollars a month in passive income from Audible. Now, I wish I could say I'm the genius who discovered this method, but I'm not. I learned everything from the Mickelson twins. I took their free training, the same free training that's linked below, turned around and made my first $100 in 7 days.
So we're about a minute in, and you can see that this is a very well done ad. So let's start by breaking it down. Now, the first thing that probably sticks out to you is that they used an actor. And it's not actually the Mickelson twins that are making this ad. There might be a couple of reasons why. I actually don't know specifically why that is, but from my experience, I can kind of tell you maybe it's one of these reasons. So the first thing is this. Obviously, once you get to a certain level of skill, it probably makes sense to get a professional actor or somebody that is really good on camera to do your ads. Again, these guys are running a lot of different ads. So because of the operational scale, it probably makes sense to get a expert in there. These guys are obviously not actors. They are, Amazon Audible experts. They're offer creators. So this is not their area of expertise. The other reason is, like I said, these guys have been running this offer for quite a while. And if we go back to our spy tool, you can see that they even early on started introducing other people in their ads. And one of the reasons I think why is because of ad saturation, right? Because of offer saturation. I think once you get to a certain scale, having the same actors or people presenting your offers is actually a limitation because people have already seen your face all over the internet, right? So if they haven't bought your offer the first time around, the likelihood that they're going to buy it, the third, fourth, fifth time around is a lot less. That's why they are using a different actor. So the first thing I want you to notice is the attention grabber that happens in the first second, right? So you see it starts off with a camera pan, right? And then a whoosh sound.
Most people have...
Did you guys catch that? The little camera pan and then whoosh. Again, this is a very common thing that we teach with all of our ads. You want to start your ads with a sound, a shake, a camera movement, just to get the people's attention. People are watching long YouTube videos. They're bored with what they're watching, and you really want them to focus in on your ads. So these guys do a great job at that. So again, one more time, I'll play it just so you guys see it.
Most people have no clue that in 2023, the best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
All right, so let's move on to the hook here, and this is really interesting. So I want you guys to notice that the ad actually starts off with a selfie style, right? You might think that, okay, this is just some guy in, what looks like the woods here. He's just filming on his iPhone, and right away, it changes, right? Right at the 5-second mark, right when you need to actually hook people in, it changes into this overtly produced, highly produced commercial, right? So we'll go from
best way to make money on Amazon is not with physical products.
And I think this is a great way to hook people just because it changes the way you're filming, the actual shot selection, and actually gets people's attention hooked in. Now, in terms of the hook messaging itself, I don't think this is anything unique. These guys have definitely used this hook in hundreds of their ads earlier. So I don't think this is the exact thing that is actually what's setting this particular ad apart from all of their rest one. I've definitely heard this hook in a lot of their other ads, where they say making money from Amazon isn't all about, physical products. This isn't a brand new hook. What is different here is just the camera work, the editing, and the pacing, right? It goes from a selfie style ad into a high production ad. Again, catches the viewer's attention. It's a great pattern interruption. And then it really tells you that there is some sort of scale and weight behind this ad. So one quick thing I do want to say about the selfie style ad is that in the market that they're operating it, the buyer intent and the buyer education is actually quite high now. People have been exposed to these sort of offers, so they know like this selfie style ad, and a lot of people are actually getting a little bit, you know, critical. They're getting a little suspicious of these style of ads because there have been a lot of scammy gurus, you know, that are promoting these style of offers. So one of the reasons I think this intro does really well is because it goes from a selfie style, so the person's a little bit relatable, switching to the high production thing kind of signals that, hey, this ad isn't like the rest of the others, that there is some weight around it, that the people producing it have obviously invested a lot of money into the ads. That means there is some sort of substance behind it.
It's Amazon's other company, Audible.
Okay, so it's super interesting to see that they go from this selfie style to this high production scene to now just a talking head, which is a lot more relatable for YouTube. It's a lot more formatted towards YouTube. But again, what I want you to notice is that they were able to accomplish, you know, the attention grabbing. They were able to convey that the offer stands out and there's some substance behind it because it's highly produced. And now they go back to being, you know, a lot more approachable, a lot more YouTube friendly format. So the next thing I want you to notice is the change in the tempo. At the beginning of the ad, you know, you have high tempo coming in with the attention grabber, with all of the motion effects, the explosions, all of the fancy editing there, really spiking the person's engagement and attention. And now you're slowing everything down. And this is done to really make sure that the person watching digests what the person on camera is saying. So really effective way, just again, to really capture somebody's attention and dial everything down just so you make your ads a little bit more effective. All right, with that, let's actually dive into the specific elements of the ads that make this a great ad.
Audible pays me $8,000 to $10,000 every single month.
All right, so this is a pretty classic showing proof, right? Especially in the make money online space, you really need to convince people that you know what you're talking about. So an easy way to do this is to show, you know, results. And the way these guys do it is through this little screen share video.
And passive income. And I'm not the only one. People like Katrina and Carla, Elena, Renee.
Again, classic way to build trust is through social proof. And these guys do this with all of these video testimonials. Now, what I do want to point out is, unlike some of the other ads, which you might see online, these guys aren't using static screenshots. They're actually using videos, and I'm sure if you went to the landing page, these same testimonials would be there. So slightly bit more credibility. And again, these are the little things that you guys have to figure out, especially if you're in a competitive space, that will make you stand out from all of the other offers that you're competing with. Little things like this, instead of just using screenshots of, you know, social proof, you're using video, and it's high quality video. Really nuanced thing that will build a lot more trust with the viewer.
Renee, all making thousands of dollars.
Again, more proof right here. They're showing more screenshots that the method that they're talking about actually works.
$1 a month in passive income using the same system. And the best part is it's literally a done for you system.
Okay, so if there was one point that I would like to critique on and see if I can make this ad a little bit better, I would definitely test out the messaging around the done for you system. And I don't know if these guys have already tested it out and this is the best one, but this is something that I would personally test. So I don't know if done for you is probably the best way to convey what your offer is about, especially to a mass market. I would maybe test this with different language. So maybe a hands-free system or a automated system, something that, you know, the entire big category that you're going after understands, because done for you is definitely a B2B term. I don't know if the average person watching this ad would understand that. So that might be the only thing that I might test out. But other than that, the ad's doing well so far.
You're not buying any merchandise. You're not storing any merchandise.
Okay, so classic objection blasting here. And I like that they're doing a show not tell approach with the graphics there. Again, if you are somebody that's watching the ad and you're like, oh, maybe, you know, I've tried Amazon, I've seen other ads, you have to buy products, it might be FBA, whatever, they're blasting through those objections, right?
Merchandise. You're not shipping any merchandise, and you need zero text.
Again, very classic objection blaster. Maybe somebody hasn't heard of Amazon FBA, but they're like, hey, I have no tech skills, I'm not a computer person, can I achieve the results that you guys are claiming? Great way to objection blast.
Skills to get started in making thousands of dollars a month in passive income from Audible. Now, I wish I could say I'm the genius who discovered this method, but I'm not. I learned everything from the Mickelson twins.
So super interesting that the Mickelson twins, the actual owners of the offer, don't come in till 50 seconds in. And this is by the time, you know, you've hooked the viewer, they're already interested in your promise, you've blasted objections, and you've given a lot of social proof. So even if somebody might have had reservations about the Mickelson twins in the beginning, because you're already bought in, the chances that you're going to convert on this ad is going to be a lot higher. The other thing that using the actor does is that, again, it's another way to convey social proof. This is a person who's giving a testimonial, so you can kind of trust them a little bit more because it's not just the Mickelson twins claiming stuff on the internet, right?
Twins. I took their free training, the same free training that...
All right, and here we have our first call to action, and these guys do this beautifully. Again, free training is bold. It's on the screen right now. You know exactly where to click. Fantastic job here.
It's linked below. Turned around and made my first $100 in 7 days, and you could be next. All you need to do is to click the link.
All right, so this is the second call to action, and I think they have a lot more in this ad. And this is really what you need to do. By this point in the ad, most likely the person is convinced. Either they're going to go watch the free training or they're not. So they're really trying to force everybody off of the ad at the 1 minute mark. And from this point on, all they're going to do is try and get the person to click on the link of the ad, and they're going to be blasting any last minute reservations that the person might have so that they click on the ad. So again, just count how many different call to actions they have. Another thing that you'll note that's coming up is that they actually showcase what the person that's going to be clicking on the ad is going to be getting. So you'll see what I'm talking about right now.
And I'll take you to a free workshop where you'll learn the same done for you 4-step process that we are using to make thousands.
So as you can see, they do a visual cue of the actual training itself, and this is great for ad congruency. That means when the person clicks on the link and they go to the training, it's the exact same training that they're seeing here. Adds to ad congruency, offer congruency, so that the person's not lost, right? So good subtle thing that they're doing here. As you can see, continuing on with the call to actions, and again, now they're just really going to try and get the click
so fast is because hardly anyone knows about them.
Again, classic scarcity tactic. Nobody knows about this. You need to jump on it, click on the ad now, right? So they do this very well, and they keep doing it over and over again.
Many people, and why it can work for you. And just by clicking the link and watching the short training today, you're gonna get 3 bonuses that have not been offered before.
Okay. Another classic thing. So you've tried scarcity. You've said you need to click the link. What if somebody's still not clicking? Offer them a bonus. And this is a great thing that you can also install in your trainings just to make sure people watch it all the way through, just so they're sticking around for the bonus. Another incentive for somebody to click on the ad, right? We go back to the call to action. These are things that are like fundamental, right? Like we say to install all of these in all of these ads. These guys are just executing this to like the highest level. Again, you can see more click nows.
That is providing financial freedom for so many others. Click the link and I'll see you in the training.
And of course, they have a countdown timer. This is like everything that we talk about when it comes to call to actions and installing them in your ads. These guys are executing. Just bravo, I have to say. Like, fantastic job. By this point, you know, the people have already clicked off. They've gone the training. I'm pretty sure most people don't make it to this part of the ad, but if they do, this is like the final incentive to try and get them to click on the ad. Again, you can see from 1 minute on, it's just constant call to action with like last minute incentives to really get that click. So all in all, fantastic job by these guys on this ad. All right, so let's quickly talk about what makes this ad, you know, really different than some of their other ads, because I'm pretty sure that doing some of the same call to action things in all of their ads. I think the thing that really makes it different is the first 20 seconds and the fact that they're using this actor. One, it conveys a lot more trust because it's a third-party person that's speaking, so you get that social proof. The editing, I think it's fantastic.
Most people have no clue.
Right, all of the movement, the high production, it's something that you don't normally see with YouTube ads. It sets them apart, and I think this is the key thing. It's the first 20 seconds that really set this ad apart from all of their other ads. what we can do is take a look at one of their other ads.
$1,200, $5,000, and this one is $3,000.
Again, you can see that this ad really doesn't hit the same in terms of editing, attention grabbing stuff, all of the motion graphics like this one does. This one, fantastic. So all in all, a fantastic ad. And the reason I think this ad stands out in particular when it comes to all of the other ads they have done, even though I think in a lot of their ads, they're using the same call to actions, the same scarcity tactics. I think it's the first 20 seconds that really set this ad apart. In some of their other ads, you know, it's not actors, it's usually them or one of their family members that are on camera. So the camera presence isn't as great. The editing isn't as great. The framing, the filmography isn't as great. And I think it's those first 20 seconds that really make this ad stand out. In today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down one of the most successful YouTube ads in the info product space that I've seen over the last couple of years, so that you guys can employ some of the same strategies and techniques that this ad uses in your own ads and start seeing some great results. Now, the ad that we're going to be looking at today has over 37 million views. That's right, 37 million. So it's quite successful, and it's by Tom Wang. For those of you that don't know him, he is one of the OG Amazon FBA coaches, and his offer basically is that he helps people get started selling on Amazon through Amazon FBA. And that's what that ad is all about. Let's take a look at the first 30 seconds.
Stop! Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income? Yes, you could be helping someone like me, a dude in my 20s, make money in my sleep. It's true, and here's how to find out exactly how much passive income you're making people like me. Step 1, the next time you shop on Amazon, scroll down to the product description part and see what their bestseller rank is. Step 2, see if the ranking's below 10,000. If it is, that means this person is making tens of thousands of dollars per month in passive income, if not more.
All right, so definitely a lot to unpack there. This ad is definitely action-packed. Don't worry, we'll slow everything down and we'll break it step by step. So let's go to the complete beginning, and I'll slow the video down so we can start looking at some of the little things that Tom and his team do to really make this an effective ad. All right, so first things first, if you guys didn't notice, Tom uses a pattern interrupter, attention grabber to start out his video with the stop sign. Take a look. Stop! Just this little stop sign here is enough to work as a big pattern interrupter, especially if this ad is being played in the middle of a long video. You're gonna wanna use something like this to grab the viewer's attention and bring their focus onto the ad. We always say in all of our tutorials to include some sort of attention grabber at the beginning of your ads for this high engagement purpose. This could be things like using this stop sign here, a loud sound, a bang, or a waving motion at the camera to get the viewer's attention. So Tom just does a great job at this. Now, the next thing, once he has the attention of the viewer, he actually hooks them in with a pretty clever question. Take a look.
Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income?
Now, this is a rhetorical question. Unless you are somebody that is in the weeds with Amazon FBA, you're probably not going to know about the fact that you help other people make passive income. So with this rhetorical question, Tom is able to hook the people that are watching his videos. And obviously, it's a very intriguing statement. So you're going to be hooked in to see what the rest of the ad has to offer. And the cool thing is he's able to do this all within the first 5 seconds, which I think is super impressive. Not only was he able to grab the viewer's attention, but he was also able to hook them in all within the first 5 seconds. So hats off right there. Now, one little thing that I really want to bring your attention on is within the first 5 seconds and the first half of this ad is the pacing that Tom uses. And I think this high pacing, high energy intro is what really drives the engagement in this ad. And that's why it's been so successful. So if you take a look within the first 5 seconds, Tom actually uses 8 different cutscenes all within the first 5 seconds. So it's super high paced and it comes and hits you right off the bat. Take a look.
Did you know every time you shop on Amazon, you're helping someone make passive income?
So within the first 5 seconds, it's super engaging, and it's not until 7 seconds that you actually see a video clip of Tom himself And I think this is intentional. The fact that this video clip isn't even him speaking on screen is another engagement boosting trick. So instead of using a static video of him speaking like this one here, Tom doesn't even put a video of him speaking live. The video that he chooses is a pre-recorded thing, and this, in addition to the B-roll that he uses, really allows for a lot of engagement because he can cut between a lot of different visuals, a lot of different scenes to keep that attention high. All right, let's continue watching the ad because now we will start to get into some of the messaging that he uses, and I think he does something really clever that I'll point out in a second.
Like me, a dude in my 20s, make money in my sleep. It's true, and here's how to find out exactly how much passive income you're making people like me. Step 1.
All right, before we jump into the step 1, I quickly want to point out the promise that he is making in this ad. And this is one of the things that most people get wrong with YouTube ads, is that they try and sell the viewer their product or service on the ad itself. Whereas the right thing to do is actually just get the viewer's attention, convince them to take the next step, which is usually going to be clicking the link in the ad. And when the person goes to the website, that's where you actually go ahead and sell them on your product and service. And this is a key distinction here. Tom isn't promising or selling his Amazon FBA course in this ad. What he is promising is a way to figure out passive income numbers. So even if you are somebody that's skeptical about Amazon FBA, you will still be hooked on to the promise of finding out numbers because it's a lot easier of an ask. Now let's move on to this next trick that I think is so clever and that you guys can start also implementing in your ads. And it's the use of these steps. So if you are somebody that's watching this ad and you've been hooked onto the promise thus far and you like what you hear in step 1, well, you're gonna wanna stay around for all of the rest of the steps. You're gonna wanna figure out what the rest of the steps are. And this is a great use of a micro hoop that Tom uses to get people to jump through to watch the rest of his ad. Pretty clever here.
The next time you shop on Amazon, scroll down to the product description part and see what their bestseller rank is. Step 2, see if the ranking's below 10,000.
All right, one thing that you guys will notice here is that the pacing is a lot slower. Right now, we're getting to the middle section of the ad. The pacing has slowed down, and that's because he doesn't need to get the attention of the viewer already. He's already established that. Now he can slow down the ad and really focus on the information that he's delivering. Now, another quick note while we are paused right here is the use of annotations. We always say this whenever we're teaching people how to make ads. You want to be using graphics and annotations to point out things of emphasis or things that are important. So Tom's doing a great job at that.
If it is, that means this person is making tens of thousands of dollars per month in passive.
Now, in addition to the pointers, he's also using word graphics here, again, to re-emphasize the promise of the video. I think every single video ad nowadays definitely needs these graphic overlays to emphasize the main points. Another thing I want you guys to notice, and this is so clever, is the use of captions. And as you guys will notice, this isn't the auto captions from YouTube. Tom and his team have gone in and manually put in captions. And I think this is so much more important because it allows you control over your captions. First of all, not only are you gonna make sure that they're correct, but you can also remove the captions and really emphasize things on screen with other graphic overlays, as you will see in a second.
Not more. Take this silicone whisk, for example. Guess what? It's not sold by a big company. It's likely sold by someone like me.
So now that we're getting to the middle portion of the ad and people are hooked onto the promise, Tom does a good job of actually building in trust and showing his authority with what he's speaking about in this section. And I think this is a very clever way of doing that. So obviously we just saw Tom inside of his office working. So if he is somebody that is a reputable seller on Amazon, he's showing that, you know, he has a staff, he has an office, and that he is somewhat successful to be speaking on this topic.
Someone like me or my friends who know how to send our products to sell on Amazon. This has a bestseller rank of 701. It is currently generating someone $46,000 per month in revenue.
Again, excellent use of graphics to really emphasize the revenue numbers here.
The question is, why help other people?
A quick little pause to show you guys exactly what I was just talking about. Notice how there's no captions here because the graphic overlays are what's important.
Will make passive income when you can potentially earn your own.
And this is the cool thing about using your own captions. If you were using the YouTube captions, obviously, as you can see, they're still popping up on screen right here. Putting in your own captions allows you that freedom, that flexibility to take them out whenever you want.
Hi, my name is Tom Wang. I was a pretty normal guy who had a great 9-to-5 job.
Again, we see Tom doing a great job at building proof, building authority. As you can see, we see him here working and presenting at a seminar and teaching other people. So clearly, it showcases that he knows what he's talking about. This is a great way to build that authority and social proof.
I was a pretty normal guy who had a great 9-to-5 job, but I knew I always wanted to start a side hustle selling stuff online. A friend told me he has been selling stuff on Amazon.
Sorry for pausing so much, but there's so much going on inside this ad. I want to make sure that I'm letting you guys know of all of the little things that Tom is doing, including the choice of music. So Tom, I think this is done intentionally. He is using this very chilled out lo-fi beats in this section of the ad, and I think it's done as a contrast to the beginning of the ad that was super high paced. Now that we're in the middle of the ad, he's really slowing things down just so you guys as the viewers could start digesting a lot of the information. This is a very clever use of background music.
A few years later, I'm able to quit my full-time job and work on my Amazon business full-time. I'm able to travel the world and do the stuff I like to do. And by the way, this is my sales over the past 12 months.
Again, a great way to show the audience that he knows what he's talking about. This is just textbook authority building, textbook proof and results showing on a YouTube ad. Fantastic.
Alone. I also started teaching this to others to see if I just got lucky or is my system repeatable. Turns out it is.
Now, this is a very cool thing that Tom does that I think more people need to start employing in YouTube ads. The viewers don't really care if you yourself can get results with whatever make money online method that you're running now. What people really care about is, will the results translate to them, right? And Tom does a really good job at that by saying, hey, listen, not only did I make all this money through Amazon, I also showed it to a bunch of my students who also got the same results, so that the likelihood that if you're somebody that's watching this ad, these results can also apply to you.
Check out all these people's results. Even my best friend started selling on Amazon, and he went from $0 to $200,000 per month in revenue in less than 1 year. So if you're interested in learning how to create your own brand on Amazon or just selling random products, I can show you this system I created. For me, I like to teach things in a step-by-step process. So for a limited time, I created a free training teaching you the exact step-by-step process.
Here's a cool thing that Tom does. He previews the next step, right? Obviously, the next step he wants people to take is to opt into this free training. And right here at the end of this ad, he shows them exactly what the training is going to look like. So when you click on this ad, you'll be taken to a page where Tom's gonna be sitting right here, this exact scene, going over his Amazon FBA method. So he kind of builds that ad congruency, that funnel congruency, so that when people do take the next step, they're not lost. They know that they're in the right place, and it's the same entire messaging throughout the entire funnel.
Teaching you the exact step-by-step process, how you can get your own Amazon business started, even if you had no prior experience like me. Click on the link below.
So very quick, right there, he did a quick little objection blaster. You know, somebody that might be watching the video might think, hey, I have no experience. Very common objection. Tom does this and addresses it right in the ad itself, which is pretty cool. And then goes in with a very strong call to action. Not only does he have graphics that pop up for the call to action.
Click on this ad right now and I'll see you on the other side.
They also blink to really emphasize that the person watching should be clicking the link below. Overall, really strong call to action at the end there. And that brings us to the end of this ad. And one of the things that I think really makes this ad stand out is the fact that Tom has executed on this ad super well in all aspects. So not only does he do a great job with the video editing, with the attention grabbers, the call to actions, showing the results, he also has great messaging. I think it's the culmination of all of these elements that, when brought together, make a great ad. You wanted to learn how to make a really good YouTube ad for e-commerce products. Well, I got you. In today's video, I'm gonna be breaking down an e-commerce ad, taking it apart, dissecting it, and showing you behind the scenes what it takes to make a great
e-commerce ad so that you guys can start employing the same techniques that we talk about today in your own ads and start seeing some results. Let's take a look at the first 30 seconds and we'll slow everything down and break it down like we always do.
Hey, you need to hear this. Did you know that your old cotton pillowcase could be filled with more than a pound of dead skin and bacteria? That's right. Each night after you shower for bed and lay down, you could be snuggling your beautiful face and hair into a bacteria-filled, dust mite-feeding playground. After just one single week of sleeping on a traditional pillowcase, studies have found that cotton pillowcases have over 7 million dust mites. And pillowcases that were left unwashed for 4 weeks had over 1 pound of dead skin. In fact,
all right, so I'll be the first to admit this isn't the most cinematic or highly engaging ad out there, but it's still very, very effective. So let's break down exactly what this ad is doing to make it that effective. So we start off with a classic pattern interruption. So I've mentioned this in other ad breakdowns, saying something like, hey, a loud noise or a waving motion works as a great pattern interrupter for somebody watching this ad, especially if this ad is being played in the middle of a very long video. Using something like a hey really interrupts the person's watching's like regular pattern of watching a video and brings their attention and focus on the ad. Classic text attention grabber. So next, once this ad has the attention, let's see what they do to hook the viewer in.
Need to hear this. Did you know that your old cotton pillowcase could be filled with more than a pound of dead skin and bacteria?
Okay, so the hook that they use here is a shocking statement as well as a question, right? This is going to be a thing that they're going to be asking the viewer that's a little out there. I'm pretty sure most people don't actually know that their pillowcases are filled with that much dead skin. So it works as a very intriguing hook to get the person engaged with the ad. So once this ad has the viewer hooked, they immediately go into building the problem gap, as I say. They start demonstrating all of the problems that their product, hint, hint, will go ahead and solve, right? So you can see that throughout the video, they do a great job at making this problem as big as possible for the viewer.
Bed and lay down, you could be snuggling your beautiful face and hair into a bacteria-filled, dust mite-feeding playground.
One of the things I think this ad does very effectively, and I think most e-commerce ads need to do this, is actually exaggerate the problems using visuals, right? Now, is anybody going ahead and going to bed like these people are? Of course not. These are actors, and they're over-exaggerating the problems that they're seeing. Now that they've dived deep into their problem, they're gonna start using some things to back up their claims.
After just one single week of sleeping on a traditional pillowcase, studies have found that cotton pillowcases have over 7 million dust mites. And pillowcases that were...
So again, it's not necessarily like that they're quoting a peer-reviewed scientific journal here, but the fact that they've just said studies show works as a little bit of a proof to show that, okay, what they're saying does have some merit.
Left unwashed for 4 weeks had over 1 pound of dead skin. In fact, bacteria swabs from a toilet seat and a pillowcase are indistinguishable. Hey, I'm Christy and I'm no pillowcase, sleep, or hygiene expert, but that basically means that you're...
So I quickly do want to talk about the B-roll here. Again, it's exaggerated visuals. Now, this is something that infomercials on TV have been doing forever, and they work really well with YouTube ads, with e-commerce products specifically, because you can demonstrate the solutions and really exaggerate the problems that your product is solving through B-roll, through all of these visuals. So again, classic textbook infomercials on YouTube.
Pillow is the equivalent to sleeping on a toilet. I've always struggled with waking up tired from sleepless nights.
So now that they've established the initial problem of all of the dead skin and how dirty the pillow is, now at 50 seconds in, they're starting to layer additional problems. So maybe you weren't super concerned about the dead skin or the dirt on your pillow, right? Maybe you're just somebody filthy. But basically now they're tackling another problem, which is sleepless nights. Again, layering in all the problems, making that problem gap as wide as possible.
Struggled with waking up with dry skin and my hair damaged, looking like a rat's nest. This had been happening for far too long and I needed to find a solution.
So yeah, so right there, not only do they talk about sleepless nights, but they talk about tangled hair as well as dry skin. So these are additional problems that they're addressing right here.
Luckily, I found these pillowcases made by Blissy. Blissy pillowcases are made with 100% pure 22 mom mulberry silk. This silk helps reduce friction as well as helps your skin retain moisture so your skin keeps its elasticity. And this means that your skin...
There we go. Classic. Oh, there's all the problems that you may be having. Here's our product solving those problems. And the cool thing about this e-commerce ad is they actually show you visually how their product is being used. And the use of like happy graphics and happy actors, again, goes into visually represent how well the product is solving the problem.
Be glowing, which means no more dead skin, bacteria, and dust mites that can cause unnecessary breakouts and aging.
So we're gonna get back to this. This is a point in the ad that I think they could have improved on. This is not necessarily seen much on YouTube ads just because it kills engagement, but we'll talk about this a little bit later on.
But the best part is these pillowcases can actually save you money. Because of the antibacterial properties, you can forget about the crazy multi-step skincare routines and expensive salon-grade shampoos.
Okay. I don't know if you guys caught that there, but basically what they did is a technique called as preemptive objection blasting. Now, Blissy realizes that their pillows are $80, $90 each, right? Which is quite a lot to pay for pillowcases. And they know that it's an expensive product. And I'm assuming this is probably the biggest concern, the biggest objection that they get when somebody's on their website and about to check out. So what they do is they preemptively objection handle. So they acknowledge the fact that their pillows are expensive, but they say, hey, you're actually saving money by buying this pillow, and this is how you save it because you don't need to spend that money on skincare. Whether this is valid or not, I don't know. But the fact that they're already preemptively handling this objection is fantastic in the ad itself.
Let's be honest, it's no secret that multi-step skincare routines are a big hassle. Did you ever think about how expensive it is to use all those cleansers and toners, eye creams and serums? Blissy pillowcases not only save your sleep and skin, but it also saves your bank account. If you're watching this video now, then you're in luck. Blissy has sold out of colors 4 times this year already.
This is I don't know if this is a false scarcity tactic. Again, I haven't been following this company for super long, so I don't know if this actually happened or if they're just using this in an ad. I'm assuming because this ad has over like 10 million views and it was ran over a year ago that this isn't an actual shortage. Because if we go to their website, you see the colors are there, right? We can pick out 35 different colors. But this works as a scarcity tactic, right? If somebody's watching the ad, they're like, okay, I want to get them in pink or whatever color. It's going to work as a urgency tactic to get somebody to buy and make the decision quicker.
But they're back in stock with some incredible deals for a limited time only.
Again, limited time only deals. This is classic scarcity and urgency tactics.
So make sure you click now and check it out. I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet, but these pillowcases are like sleeping on a blissful, cool, and comforting cloud. But hey, don't take it from me. Blissy has been featured all over the internet, 5-star reviews. It makes it the most reviewed pillowcase in all of the world. Customers can't stop raving.
This is something that we see in not just e-commerce ads on YouTube, a lot of other ads, basically every single ad on YouTube, is the use of social proof and results, right? We want to see other people using the product. We want to see other people using the service and see that they had a positive experience with it. So Blissy, pretty standard, great job of showing other people using this product.
About it.
Who knew a pillowcase would be my favorite gift of the year?
Thanks to Blissy, I wake up feeling refreshed every day.
I absolutely love this pillowcase. I'll never use anything else again.
If you aren't 100% in love, and when I say in love, I mean absolutely, without a doubt, head over heels in love with your Blissy pillowcase, you get an immediate 100% refund, no questions asked. But trust me, you won't want a refund after spending a single night with these pillowcases. Like I mentioned before, Blissy has sold out 4 times already this year for some colors, and their sales never last long. So
another scarcity tactic, their sales don't last long. I don't know how true that is. But again, really good job of showing real testimonials, other people using the product. And that basically brings us to the end of this ad.
Be sure to click now and get a set of their silky pillowcases today.
they don't really have a strong call to action. So let's talk about some of the cons with this ad, right? Obviously, it did well enough. It has a lot of views, so it's been successful. But do I think there's a couple areas of improvement? Sure. Mainly being, first of all, right now, there should be a strong call to action, something with arrows really guiding people. But also this ad is 3 minutes and 15 seconds long. So most likely people have already clicked on the ad if they're interested in the product, right? So I get it, it's not that important, but again, I would like to see that at the end of this ad. The other thing is, I think the ad is too long. I think you could have cut down on all of it, made it snappier, a little bit more engaging. You didn't need all of that fluff in there. And I think if you got rid of some of the static scenes, it just drives up engagement. The shorter something is, the easier it is to hold attention, and you can get your message across a lot quicker and a lot more concise. But the biggest reason I think this ad did really, really well is because of how well they painted and how big they made the problem to be. So they painted a huge problem picture and then were able to visually demonstrate how their product was able to solve those problems. And I think they were so effective at that, and that's what's really driving the ad here. It's the messaging and the pain point creation and expansion that I think is the biggest factor in contributing to this ad success. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this e-commerce ad breakdown. If you want to learn how to make effective ads, again, click the link at the top of the description. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next video.